Hi everyone, it's Duchess. When the Nintendo Switch was first unveiled in 2016, the announcement trailer showcased a bunch of friends smiling and high-fiving each other while gaming in parks, airports, cars, and homes. Its versatile hybrid design, enabling multiple playstyles, fueled anticipation that this could finally be the console to make gaming truly social and mobile. I still remember my excitement, stumbling on that promotional video in a news article, thrilled by the promise of playing Mario Kart co-op seamlessly on the go, just like those actors on screen. I thought I was finally going to have a platform that matched my lifestyle and would unite me with fellow gamers wherever I roamed. At least, that was the plan. Over years of personal usage though, the glimmer of those idealistic visions has dulled considerably. Rather than acquiring new bonds, my Switch has accumulated a thick layer of dust by my bedside. It turns out my reality of solitary play at home bears little resemblance to the bustling connectivity promised by Nintendo's marketing team. When I finally got my hands on the Switch in 2018, I tried using it as shown by those cool actors in the commercials. I would play on handheld mode just for the heck of it, and even use tabletop mode if I wanted to play and eat dinner at the same time. At times, I tossed it into my carrying case before I headed out somewhere, just in case I got bored while waiting in a doctor's office. I was keen on being able to access multiplayer gems on the go, often picturing in my head a group of gamers walking up to me, and all of us seamlessly sliding off our Joy-Cons to start an impromptu Mario Kart race. While the idea was novel at first, the fantasy gradually gave way to reality. My schedule rarely aligned with times requiring portable play. Public spaces lacked outlets when batteries inevitably drained. Sharing a tiny screen proved awkward rather than lively when taking into consideration how limited the flexibility of the Switch's kickstand was for the original model. As much as I loved being able to play iconic Nintendo games like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey in handheld mode, hunching over a tiny Joy-Con for fast-paced multiplayer left me craving a full-size controller. Gradually, the realization dawned that the on-the-go multiplayer magic I envisioned just wasn't feasible in practice. My friends do own a Switch, but most of them live states away from me, so coordinating meetups was my only option, which is an ordeal in and of itself. Attempts to instigate tabletop sessions during holidays or trips grew cumbersome, as my comfort was sacrificed for the compact form. Every time I packed it for travel, I craved the big screen docked experience rather than squinting through a portable session in a car anyways. Eventually, as work and studies consumed more mental bandwidth, I stopped forcing the fantasy of spontaneous social gaming via the Switch on car trips or in waiting rooms. My usage drifted predominantly towards playing docked on the family TV or handheld while in my bedroom during what little downtime existed. The Joy-Cons have barely detached from the Switch since I bought my OLED model. Portability has become traversing to my bedroom from the couch at most. While I initially clung to the Switch's promised potential, it has become overwhelmingly a vehicle for convenient solo play. Given how touted on-the-go multiplayer defined marketing visions for the Switch, actual sightings out in public feel equally rare as my own attempts these days. On the few occasions where I'm waiting in airport lounges or passing through parks, any Switch spottings feature individuals absorbed in solo sessions, much like myself at home. The unity of beaming gamers huddled around a tiny screen, as originally advertised, contrasts so starkly with the everyday reality of isolated users who are tunnel-visioned into handheld Zelda or Pokemon journeys in their own bubbles. While Xbox and PlayStation platforms have pivoted strategies towards subscription services and digital ecosystems in recent years, Nintendo banked on real-life social interactivity to distinguish the Switch. Yet bars and student unions aren't exactly overrun by the miniature tabletop parties that all those YouTube reaction compilations led me to believe would transpire. Though the Switch is a wonderful solo system, seeing the chasm between multiplayer-focused promotional imagery and the solitary public norm leaves me questioning what could have been. When I think back to my grade school days in the early 2010s, Nintendo DS devices felt omnipresent during everyday travels. The distinctive clicking of styluses tapping on those iconic dual screens constantly filled public spaces. Kids awaited food orders while engrossed in the latest Mario or Pokemon adventure on the DS at restaurants around town. Waiting rooms brimmed with users bonding over the shared handheld worlds. Yet now, when observing those same establishments years later, gaming handhelds no longer permeate my surroundings. Children exploring imaginative realms, shoulder to shoulder, seem replaced by insular tablet video streaming. My Switch rarely leaves the house, a far cry from the DS perpetually accompanying my childhood adventures. After years of largely stationary gameplay, it's bittersweet to acknowledge that my Switch usage drifted so drastically from those mobility-centric advertisements. Had societal circumstances or friend circles aligned differently, perhaps my adventures would have mirrored the premise, effortlessly transitioning between sprawling living room co-op to continue while commuting solo. In reality, the dock remains a permanent fixture, while my gaming output stays confined to 1 or 2 locations at most. In retrospect, it's bittersweet to acknowledge my Switch usage pattern drifted from the mobility-centric vision advertisements sold. Had friend circles or lifestyle circumstances aligned differently, maybe my personal adventures would have mirrored the premise of effortlessly continuing living room gaming on solo commutes as the system was first depicted. But reality saw the Switch permanently docked to the TV, while gaming seldom left my bedroom or living room after the first year. Travel gave way to stationary convenience as adult priorities took over. While the dream of building bonds through hot swappable multiplayer faded as days grew busy, the Switch remained a reliable portal, providing much-needed escapism and spark amidst major life transitions, a loyal, if often solitary, companion. I hope you all enjoyed watching the video and found it relatable. Please be sure to drop a sub and let me know in the comments what you think about the way the Switch was advertised versus how it's actually used by most gamers. Do you play mostly in private or in public? See you guys later!